Hello and welcome to episode 24 of the Real Serious Podcast. We are one away from 25, and as always, we are here. It is Charles, Jack, and myself, Hunter. What's up, guys? I feel like it's been like a lot longer than a week since we last talked for some reason.
It kind of does feel like that. It kind of does.
Um,
I was thinking about it because you were at my house last week, right?
yeah, so
So
it
it's
was like
like
a
been a week since you guys were
togetherness.
here, and then I was like, wow, that was. Well, actually, it's been kind of a fast week for me,
Oh,
I suppose.
alright.
It's been a brutal week, but it's been kind
Yeah.
of fast.
Well, Jack, I heard, is on a fancy vacation after he just started work. This guy.
Is that right? Where
Because
you at, Jack?
he's just better than us, is what I'm hearing.
New Jersey.
You're in Jersey?
Yeah.
What are you doing there?
Friends from school. One of them has a place out here, so just hanging out with some friends and getting some time together.
Well, that's huge. Did you just leave Friday after work, or did you just take some
Yeah.
PTO?
We had I work um remote for a lot of the work that I do. So on
That's
Friday,
right.
it was just I can. Most people don't go in the office on Monday and Friday anyway, so just left
Okay.
Thursday late Thursday afternoon, and then
So, do you want that? Like, do you like that? When you work full time, are you gonna want somewhere that has that kind of remote, or do you want
yeah,
to be in the
I think
office
it's
more?
nice. It provides a lot of like a lot of flexibility. Um, I don't think I'm gonna feel it out because there's obviously some days in the office where I like it more than others. So it's kind of the best of both worlds. But I
Gotcha,
guess we'll kind of figure out by the end of the summer which one I prefer more.
gotcha.
But it's nice. I mean, especially for stuff like this, it's like I basically get an extra day here just because I get to work remote. So
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. Cool. Are your friends working this summer as well? Intern?
Some of them are, some of them aren't. So it's just kind of all over the place. But everybody's got something they're doing. So
Cool.
I
you
feel
know,
like people are always working remote. Like, I don't know about you, Charlie, but like, whenever I go places, especially like not working right now, you can go there on like a Tuesday at like 10 a.m. and wherever I go, it's full of people. I feel like no one is working. I feel like everyone's just like out and about doing things, which is kind of cool, but also very strange.
Yeah. No, I know what you mean. Like when I drove from Chicago area to the Indiana Dunes, it was like a Tuesday morning at like 11 a.m. and there was so much traffic, and it's like, how are there this many people on
Yeah,
the toll roads right now? Like, what are they? Don't they have work? It's a Tuesday morning.
on Wednesday I went to Bass Pro Shop at like 11 a.m. On a Wednesday at Bass Pro. It's full of like 30-year-old people,
Yeah,
the people who like should be working. And I was like,
yeah.
what is going on?
Maybe that's where everyone goes for their lunch break. Bass
Yeah, they
Pro
just go to
Shop.
Bass Pro.
Yeah,
Yeah, go check out the boots and stuff.
yeah.
Um, sick. Yeah,
Good for them.
that's what I thought. I was like, whatever they're doing, sign me up
Yeah.
because they were buying stuff. So sounds
it's
like it
for
was a good
that.
deal. But yeah, have you guys been watching anything good? Because this is a lot. I watched a lot more this week than last week.
That's funny. I watched a lot less this week than last week.
Well, didn't you watch like a ton last week? So I think that's
I
might be
no, I
shaking.
watched a ton like a few weeks ago for like 3 weeks straight, and then last week I still
Mm.
watched a lot, but comparatively it wasn't as much. This week, looking back at it, it's actually only one less movie or
Oh,
one fewer. Um, I watched the Paddington movies again. They're goaded.
nice. Yeah, they are.
I marked in my calendar for next year Marmalade Day. So if either of you guys or both of you want to come to Denver to celebrate Marmalade Day, I
Mm-hmm.
don't know what it'll entail quite yet, but we're gonna celebrate. I watched Superbad. I had seen it before, but I hadn't rated it. I gave it 4 stars. Hercules, I gave 4 stars. I watched the Paul Blart Mall Cop movies. Those stunk. I gave the first one 2 stars, and I gave the second one 1 star. Have you guys seen those movies?
Yeah, I like the first one just because like it's like one of those I watched when I was a kid. And I was like, this was fun.
Yeah,
But
the
I
first
the
one
second
is
one is
like
real bad.
the first one is like objectively not a good movie, but it's very fun. And like I think it's funny. It's a fun
Yeah,
movie, and there it also has good humor. You know, the
agreed.
second one, like the first one, they build up Paul Blart to be this like super endearing, like wholesome, innocent guy who just has a crush on this girl and then gets the girl at the end and then they get married and he's like a family guy with his like daughter and his mom. And then the second movie starts.
He's a
They were
family
married
guy.
for 6 days and she files a divorce. His mom gets hit by a bus and it's like this is a bummer. This is supposed to
Yeah.
be like a funny movie and this is just a bummer. So anyway, um, I watched Pirates of the Caribbean at World's End. So I had seen the first two, Black Pearl and Dead Man's Chest. I
What
hadn't
number is
seen
that? Is that three?
At World's End is three. I hadn't
Okay.
seen At World's End, and I hadn't seen Stranger Tides. I'm in the middle of Stranger Tides. I've seen Dead Men Tell No Tales. I saw it in theaters, but I'm gonna watch it again because I haven't seen it since like 2019 or something when it came out.
Yeah.
I gave At World's End 3.5 stars. It's like, have you guys both seen it? Hunter, I know you rewatched them recently. Jack, have you
Yeah.
seen it?
I don't think so. I think I've seen like the first two of those movies, but
Okay. It's like, so I think David Jones is the best villain that we have in the whole series, but it's like so busy. Like so much is happening and
There is
they
so much going on.
they take like, I kind of admire it. Like they took a lot of risks. So they just pretty much threw everything they could into it and they had like a 30 or 40 minute like climax fight and it's like okay. Like it was entertaining, but it was just a little overwhelming for me
It's
at
also
least.
so long.
Yeah, it's like two and a half
They,
hours.
it's almost 3 hours, like 250.
Oh, is that right? Yeah, it's
It's
like
so long.
I don't know. It's like I kind of preferred Curse of the Black Pearl when there's like one thing they're going after. It's like a very simple story. And then Dead Man's Chest, I think again it was like still pretty simple. But then this one, it's like they brought back Barbosa and Davy Jones is still around, and Beckett's like the main villain, but like there are also like three other villains that they're worrying about. Everyone's backstabbing each other. It's like you can't really follow along that well. But that's what I watched this week.
Nice. Nice. I can go next. I had an awesome week. The lowest rating I had was 3 stars this week, which I would say is great. I started the week off strong with Lost in Translation, a movie I'd never seen before, big Oscar movie. Gave it 4 stars. Honestly, a very good movie I think to watch right now. So Charles, I'd recommend it to you, and honestly, Jack, I'd say wait till you graduate to watch it, just because like it's about this like weird limbo part in your life where like the next thing hasn't started, but you finished the thing before it, and it really resonated I think in this time with me. Um, and so that kind of got me in like a weird watching movies like that vibe. So I watched Good Will Hunting next, gave that
Hmm.
5 stars. Really just love that movie. I think it's about as close to as perfect of a film as you can get. And then I watched another film that I think is also perfect. I watched The Batman again because of the trailer for the Penguin that came out, and I actually really want to talk about the Batman a little later when we talk about the Penguin. So we'll save my thoughts on that. I'll give that 5 stars again. And then I am starting the Sergio Leone trilogy. So I started with Fistful of Dollars. It's Clint Eastwood. That rocks. More movies should sound like that, just because theme songs every 2 seconds kind of is the coolest thing. And it's very funny because like I hadn't seen this before, but I've watched Back to the Future Part 3, where Marty McFly like rips off Clint Eastwood repeatedly, and so it's like I knew it was going to happen just because I've seen Back to the Future. And then I watched The Bikeriders, which we'll talk about later. And then I watched Beverly Hills Cop 1 and 2 last night to prepare for Beverly Hills Cop 4, which comes out this week on Netflix, which I'm excited about. And just awesome movies, just fun cop movies, which I think I'm excited for the fourth one now, especially just rewatching these two. So might watch the third one, might skip the third one, I don't know, but we'll see. Oh, and I also watched The Boys and The Acolyte, which I think we'll talk about The Boys later, and then I can do the Acolyte recap so you guys don't have to actually watch that show. So we'll talk about that. But yeah, that was what I watched this week.
yeah, when I say I did not have a busy week at all in terms of like watching movies. So basically Tuesday, or was it Tuesday? Monday. Monday I watched the Celtics win the championship, so I was stoked. Still am.
Did you see all the
Uh,
Jason Tatum memes?
Oh, he's
oh,
so
dude,
he's
I'm
so
seeing everything.
cringy.
I'm seeing everything.
Yeah, it's pretty terrible.
To be completely honest, I don't care how he acts as long as he like
Delivers.
as long as he delivers. I don't care, man.
Yeah, that's fair.
So I don't know. I do feel bad though because I think he is to a certain extent making a fool out of himself. But you know what? I'm not let the
He
guy be
won.
happy.
He
So
won. He can
yeah,
do
He
it.
so
won. He won.
we did it. We did it. Yeah, they were all pretty bad, but it's okay. But no, dude, I'm like right now I'm in the process of realizing how expensive it is for your team to win a championship
Hmm.
because like every single piece of gear that you see, you're like, oh, I need it. You're like, I
I've
don't
never
know when
had
this
that
is gonna roll
before.
over. Well, I mean, this is like the first time it's happened for me. I'm like, well, I just don't like. There's so much stuff. It's like hoodies, shirts, hats,
Yeah, I wouldn't know.
collectibles. Like, dude, I'm getting like these ads for like the Boston Celtics starting five Funko Pops.
Oh yeah, I saw those. I saw those
Like,
immediately, like right after the game.
and
Yeah,
I'm just
right.
like, dude, that is no, they're, and then it's like a part of a pre-order, so it's like you're not gonna get them until December, and
Yeah,
it's
it's like
like,
Hunter and his Deadpool or
Oh
Wolverine.
I don't know,
yeah. Actually, that is so sick. I did
but no, it's very expensive, so it's very hard to get
that.
paid.
Well,
So
that's the
I'm
price you
ready to
pay
ready to put
for
that to work.
having a winning team.
Oh,
Not
I'm so
everyone,
I wouldn't trade
not
it. I
everyone
wouldn't
gets to
trade it.
experience that very often.
Never
No,
actually.
The last time
it's
I think
okay,
the only
man.
time that's ever happened for me is the Cubs. And even then, I like didn't buy anything. I was like, I feel like I was still too young to like really appreciate it.
Sure.
Yeah, I was 3 years old the last time there was a championship in Detroit, and I went to the parade, but I don't remember it because I was three.
Should have had a better memory, bro. You just
Yeah, my bad.
could have
Could have
really
enjoyed it.
enjoyed it.
That's on me. Hand up. That's on me.
Oh, I guess
Aside from
Blackhawks too.
are you a big NHL guy?
No, that, again,
I
that's
guess not if you don't remember it. Yeah,
yeah,
if you're not.
yeah.
But
NHL
no,
is probably like
that was a huge highlight. A huge highlight of my week. Really enjoyed it. Um,
good stuff.
I did see all the hate and stuff. I feel like that people just want to hate on the Celtics this year. I'm fine with that. I feel like the Celtics are normally a pretty hated team, so
Yeah, because they win.
nothing new.
We don't like
Nothing
winners.
new. Yeah,
I think
it's
it's more
so
the town
odd.
of Boston that gets a lot of
No,
hate
I
as
get it.
well.
Yeah,
Like, some people hold. I saw people holding those banners. It's like I've had like a championship every year of my life. It's like, all right, I don't feel bad for you ever.
that's
Yeah, no.
crazy. It's
Yeah,
like
right.
there's like a
I
22-year-old.
don't.
He's been to 13 parades. That's
Yeah.
absurd.
I I was watching. I saw some kind of meme, and it was like, "This is the most boring year in sports." It's like the Celtics won, the Chiefs won again, the Yukon won again, South
Michigan
Carolina
football
won
won.
again, huh?
Yeah. Michigan football winning, I think, is pretty
Michigan
boring.
football won again.
I mean, it'd be worse if it was like Bama or Georgia, but like Michigan winning is also pretty boring.
Yeah, it's just some lame
But
winners. No offense, Jack. I'm happy for
No,
you.
it's cool.
yeah,
No, I
I
appreciate
have
it.
some less boring news. But wait, did you watch anything this week though? Is that
Yeah, I
all it?
did. So I
Oh,
watched the new episode of The Boys,
nice.
which wild stuff, and I'm ready to talk about that. But then I also watched Project Rules, yeah, which I gave a
Yo,
nice little 3 stars. Um,
yeah.
that was just like something me and some friends were just joking about, so we just ended up watching it like last night. And we started Tropic Thunder last night, but didn't get through it. So yeah, that
All
was my
right.
week.
Before we get into news and everything, one last cool piece of news that Charles also kind of has but doesn't have, sadly, is tickets for Comic Con came in. So my badge is here
That's sick.
for San Diego Comic Con. I'll be on floor bringing news to the people right away through the account.
You gotta
So
do a live stream.
yeah, maybe
We're
do
out here with RJ. You gotta
yeah
do
with
a
my
live
boy
stream.
RJ. live streaming. So yeah, no, I'm excited for that.
Dude, I'll show you the picture Riley sent to me. It broke my heart. Riley,
You don't want to come for 30 hours?
Riley, our roommate, sent this photo to me, and it's the jeez,
It's the Comic Con thing.
it's the
Yeah,
Comic-Con thing. Can you kind of see it?
the mailer.
Yeah, and it just says Charlie Kuhn Comic-Con. I was like, oh shit. It's such a bummer. It's
I'm
such a
literally going
bummer.
for 30 hours, so
Yeah.
it's a very short trip, but it'll be fun.
Well,
That's
so
awesome though. That'd be a lot of fun.
Yeah.
so here's the thing about Comic-Con.
Okay.
So I have training in New York, right? That's why I
Mhm.
can't go. But I'm taking my series exam tomorrow, and
Okay.
if I pass that, then training isn't as long for me. But I don't know when the cutoff is. I don't think training would be just 1 week because I go
You know
July.
it's gonna be that following week. You know it's gonna end the next week.
I
It's gonna
think
be
it
1 week
probably will,
difference.
or two
Yeah,
weeks after. But
I
like,
know.
if I
Sounds
got
great.
that next week off, I would call an audible and I would go.
Yeah, it's all good.
That's assuming I pass too.
We
Knock on
bought
wood.
them this year so that next year we're good. Is kind of like what the whole thing.
Well, that's yeah. You guys are still going. You bought them this year to go this
Yeah,
year.
but I bought
I ended up
two two
buying
day.
them
We
this
bought two
year.
day tickets. That I'm only able to go one.
Is RJ just going one, or is he
No,
just,
we're just going both. We're just doing
oh,
them
he's
all of them.
rocking it solo?
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
awesome.
And then I'll show up Friday night with him, and then we'll do Saturday together.
Okay.
So, but yeah. All right, let's get into some news. We don't have a ton of news, but I think the news we have is pretty cool. I want to start out with some Megalopolis. Talks about it a lot. That is Francis Ford Coppola's movie that he is trying to make for 40 years. Finally made it. Sold his wine empire to make it. Cost him $120 million, and he finally got a distributor. So Lionsgate will distribute Megalopolis in the United States and Canada. So it's going to be in theaters. Awesome. It's coming September 27th. Two things with this. Number one is Lionsgate said we are not doing any of the marketing, so that's going to have to come out of Francis Ford Coppola's pocket, which they're saying is estimated between $20 and $30 million. And we still don't know if the person who is talking to the screen is going to be at movie theaters, because we talked about like in Con,
Yeah.
there's a scene where like they talk out of the screen to a guy in the audience who then talks back to the screen. Don't know if that's going to be in theaters, but I'd love to see it. Also, if they need volunteers for that, I'm happy to do weekend screenings. I think it'd be hilarious. Um, but we're going to see it. We're going to see Megalopolis. I'm very glad that we're going to see it because I think stuff like this should be seen in theaters, and it's going to be hopefully either a complete dumpster fire we could talk about or a surprise, which would be nice. But I think it's going to be dumpster fire. But yeah, that's Megalopolis.
Lionsgate really kind of just
They just said sure, we'll put it in theaters.
They clutched up for the people.
They did.
yeah, but then they like didn't do any of the work for it. They're like, yeah, we'll put it in
No.
our theaters, but you have to do everything else. Like we're just gonna show it.
Yeah.
I mean, at that point, like no one else wanted to even like touch it. So
Yeah.
I'm just glad that we're gonna, and it's somewhat soon. I mean, we're seeing it in what, basically coming out in
September.
3 months, three
Yeah.
months from now,
So they
basically.
got to start that.
So
The marketing campaign's going to start very soon. Then I would imagine.
sure, gonna do some Adam Driver rewatches.
I'd feel so bad if this was a flop, but also at the same time, I think.
Don't watch
No, I
65,
don't want to.
Jack.
Oh, I don't plan on it. I heard that was terrible.
That
So
movie's so stinky.
so stinky.
It's
He has such a
terrible.
weird career.
Adam Driver, he kind of has had a
Yeah,
weird career.
I feel like he alternates between like a very good movie and like a very not so good movie. But
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm excited for it.
Yeah, like The Last Jedi. Like what
I
was he
was
doing
literally
in that?
thinking the exact same thing, Jack. I was thinking the
I'm
exact
kidding.
same
I'm
thing.
joking.
So
And The Last
funny.
Jedi is not a bad movie. I'm just
So
joking.
funny.
I was thinking the exact same thing. I was trying to think of like another
Excellent.
good movie because like I was thinking Marriage Story, Last Jedi, and then I was trying to think of like one more good one he's been in, and then I could
He's
say
in
Black
65.
Black
Klansman.
Klansman. Yeah.
There it is. Thank you.
Ferrari.
I haven't seen Ferrari. I need to see that.
The story of Enzo Ferrari. All right, this one's for Charles specifically. Despicable Me 4 has a popcorn bucket that is breaking the internet. It is a baby popcorn carrier that you strap to you, and it sits in the front. It comes with a Bruise scarf. I mean, I'm gonna be very disappointed if you don't buy this.
It rocks. That rocks.
If you don't buy this, I'm gonna be so sad for you.
I don't know if I'll buy it. It depends how much
It
it
has
is.
support straps, an adjustable lower buckle, and additional snack storage.
Additional snack storage?
I'm looking right
Feel
at
led
the
with that.
ad right now.
These are getting out of hand, man. I mean, I've been saying this for the past couple of months now. Like,
See, I think they should go crazier.
I think they should too. I think they should too.
I don't mind if it's something that's unique, but I just hate when it's like for Barbie, they were like, all right, here's the Barbie car and just throw popcorn in it. Or like Fast and Furious, here's the car, throw popcorn in it. You know?
No, I want them to throw popcorn in
So you
more
like the
weird
Dune
stuff.
one?
Yeah. I mean, I think the Dune one was at least more creative than
Yeah.
whatever they were doing with
Do you have
like
any
some of these
buckets
ones. Like,
yourself, Jack?
yeah, I got the Batman. That was probably the first one that I got.
That is the one that made me now get buckets because I regret not getting that.
What
Yeah.
was that one?
It's just basically like his
It's
whole
his head.
yeah.
So if we look in the background right here, we have the Across the Spider-Verse one. There's Wakanda Forever. Down here is Dune. And then there's the Ant-Man Quantumania. So, and then
Yeah.
over here is Doctor Strange, which I think still might be.
Wait, Jack, which other ones do you have?
I have Batman, and then I got when I went to see Cross the Spider Verse. I didn't get I wasn't a big fan of just like the head, just because I kind of already had the head for Batman, and I was just like, eh. So I got like one of the tins, you know, and kind of just has the characters on it, which I liked a little bit more. And then I have from Creed 3, it's kind of like a little like smaller one, but it's like a little boxing ring.
See, that's so cool.
Just kind of cool. It's not like clearly a boxing ring, but like on the sides it has like them in the ring, and then you can like see the ropes and stuff. I don't know. I just thought it was neat. And then also, that was on sale. I would not have bought it at the original price.
I hope that there is an awesome one for Twisters.
They just have like a massive like tornado,
Yeah.
and then it's just
And
like
then
popcorn in the middle.
It spins, would be so fun. I'd get that immediately.
The Twister glazing needs to relax.
No, it
Hunter.
won't.
There's no reason to unglaze it.
Yeah, until proven otherwise,
Unglaze it.
it's gonna be awesome. Until proven otherwise. I hope Harold McCran has one, so we can just talk about that. It's just a big crayon.
It's a big purple crayon, yeah.
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 That'd be actually great. Oh man, I am so thinking about buying that. I don't even like the Minions, but I would just I think about it. I'd have
It's pretty sweet. It's pretty sweet.
Strap yourself up with it and walk through the park and just have some popcorn, maybe feed some birds,
Because my big complaint is you go to the movie theater, you got the popcorn in one hand, the drink in the other, and you're like, how am I supposed to show this guy my tickets? And I gotta like
two birds.
But if it was strapped to me, I'd have a free hand. See, they're thinking for us, the people. All right, let's talk about some sequels because there are 4 in a row to talk about. Wait, no. Yeah, 4 in a row to talk about. Starting off with, let's do Uncharted 2. So, I saw Uncharted. I don't know if a lot of other people did. Did you see, Jack?
I saw it. Yep.
Yeah,
I saw it.
I thought it was decent, like a 6.5, like a 3-ish star movie. But we're getting Uncharted 2, so get excited. Get out the, I don't know, Nathan Drake merch and get ready. Tom Holland's back. That's about it. I don't know. It's Uncharted. I don't know what they're gonna do this thing. So
for me, it's meh.
Of all of the
they
Tom
didn't
Holland
need to make
movies,
this movies.
I couldn't care less. if I'm being
Of
frank.
all the Tom Holland sequels announcements, this was not the one I wanted, but it's fine. Fine. I do like him coming back to like bigger action movies.
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like it's been a minute since I've seen Tom Holland.
Yeah, he's been like doing a Romeo and Juliet, right?
Yeah, he's doing the stage play. He took a year off after No Way Home, and now he's coming back. So it's exciting. One maybe more exciting is Super Mario Bros. 2 is coming April 2026. I think this is going to be very good. First one I thought was decent, like solid 7. But I think they like had a good place they left it off of. We got the tease of Yoshi, so like, let's go. Cinematic universe is growing, and yeah, we're getting it April 3rd, 2026. So mark those calendars.
We actually saw this movie together.
Yeah, we did.
Us three,
We
Yeah, we
we
did.
saw this movie together. Yeah.
Yeah, we did. Now, see, this is a popcorn bucket. I wish wasn't it the
Little question mark.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the block. See, I wish I got this one, but I think maybe for 2 it'd be Yoshi's egg. Open that up, popcorn inside the egg. Close
What if
the
they
egg.
have that little green tube, and it's just like.
That'd be better. I think that'd be better.
Ooh, I like the tube idea.
I thought
So
this
good.
movie was kind of bleh. So I'm not
Oh,
super excited. I mean, I'll watch it and I'll probably enjoy it. I just thought like it was a weird story.
you tell me you weren't just enamored with peaches?
No, I was. My
Remember
whole
Jack
family
Black's
was. They didn't
sing?
even watch the movie, but they heard me singing and they're like, "What is that? That's pretty catchy." And then I
That's
sent them the
that's
video, and
awesome.
apparently it like went nuts in my house. So then like last week I was singing Peaches, and my mom's like, "No, don't start this again."
I actually would like to rewatch this movie. It's been a long time. I think I haven't seen it since we saw it in theaters. Maybe I'll do that this
Yeah.
week.
I think that's on
Same. I think
HBO.
Oh, don't worry.
the
I got it.
animation was
I got it on
just
the
so
wall.
good. I was a big fan of animation on this movie, dude. I just thought
It
it
does.
just
It
looked
looks
so
just.
pretty.
It looks pretty. So
But
yeah, Mario 2. Kind of the least shocking thing that we're getting a sequel to this. It's made like $1 billion, but
yeah.
here it comes. And then 2 spin-offs. Number 1 is a Megan spin-off called Soulmate, and there is an 8 after the M in mate, so it's just like Megan. It is centered around a man who acquires an artificially intelligent android to cope with the loss of his recently deceased wife. This reminds me of
The Black
the
Mirror
movie
episode.
that, yes, that, and also like, remember the Smart House movie on Disney, where it was like the stepmom was like the house. Yeah, Smart House. It was the Disney Channel original movie.
I saw that
I
one.
remember this movie.
Yeah, I don't think I got that one.
Uh,
I
well,
wish I
I
had though. It sounds really good.
it was so good. Well, it reminds me of that. But yeah, the Megan universe is growing. Okay, sure. I don't know what else to tell you about Megan. I would like to see Megan fight Chucky. Let's just do that. Let's just get crazy with it. So Megan is coming. Um, sure. And then last but certainly not least, Spaceballs. A Spaceballs sequel is in development at Amazon with Josh Gad starring and Mel Brooks producing.
I think the timing is
Spaceballs.
impeccable.
I think you're being sarcastic, but I actually agree.
No, I'm being sincere.
Oh, okay.
Making a
Yeah,
movie
because
making fun of Star Wars right now, I think that's gonna kill it.
agreed. I think that they need to actually like make fun of it though. Like I'm worried
Yeah.
they're gonna like, we're all pals here. Like if you're gonna do it, like
Yeah, you
make
gotta
fun of
go
it.
all in.
Agreed. So
And knowing
I
that's
hope
Mel
it's funny.
Brooks producing it makes me think that they're gonna go all in. I don't think that he's gonna
Well, the
hold
first
back.
Spaceballs, I don't think hold a lot. Like the first Spaceballs didn't hold a lot of punches, so I think that's gonna be.
First
I think
Spaceballs
that's
also
gonna be
came out
good.
a long time ago when it was like a little more okay to.
Yeah, man, I love Spaceballs. I haven't seen it in a couple of years, but I might watch that again too this week.
Yeah, I don't think you could pick a better time to come out with a Spaceballs.
Agreed. Um, so that's it for sequel talk. now we got some other weird stuff. I want to end with Blade, so we'll do Your Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man, the Spider-Man cartoon that is taking place in the MCU, not taking place in the MCU. We don't super know. Is going to come out this September, it seems. So that's exciting. Finally got a date for that.
It's animated, right?
It is animated. It has like everyone voicing their characters. So like Charlie Cox is in it as Daredevil. Charlie Benedict Cumberbatch is voicing Doctor Strange. Fritz D'Onofrio is doing Kingpin. Everyone is the same voice except for Tom Holland is not voicing Spider-Man. Which I don't know. It's not very surprising, but like I don't think it's connected to the MCU just because there's a Harry Osborn in this. There's a Doc Ock in this. There's a Norman Osborn in this. So we'll probably have to wait and see. But after X-Men '97, give me more animation.
Yeah.
Let's go. Let's run it. And then, all right, I think Jordan Peele. Are you? I'm a big Peele. Are you big Peele heads? Jack seems like a big Peele head.
He hasn't proved me wrong. I didn't love Nope, but even then, I think his movies rock, and I'm excited to go see something new. He's cooking up something new now. So I
Agreed.
mean, also, Get Out is just like a classic for me. It's just like I remember watching that for the first time, and it's just like, what the heck.
Mm-hmm.
And then Us, I'd probably even say it is. I mean, it's not on the Get Out level for me, but it's just ridiculous.
I think I've only seen Get Out from Jordan Peele.
You should definitely watch the other ones then.
Yeah, watch Us,
Okay.
Us, and then Nope isn't my favorite, but honestly,
I like
if
Nope more than Us.
okay,
So I think it just
fair.
But I think that is the two that always are like the others. It's like Get Out obviously is one, and then it's like, what do you prefer for two?
Sure.
But his next movie is coming out October 26th, October 2026, not October 26th. It was supposed to come out December 25th, so Christmas Day of this year, and it's jumped almost 2 years. So I think the strike had a lot to do with this, just because it didn't work. And I don't know. I'm very excited for this. I think that he has become that kind of group of directors where it's like they are the ones that drive people to come to theaters in the same way that Nolan does. Obviously Spielberg, a couple of the directors like that, where it's like they go to see a Jordan Peele movie versus, oh, here's another franchise flick, which I think is pretty awesome to have like someone new rising up through those ranks. But yeah, I'm excited for it. We have to wait 2 years for it, which kind of stinks, but mark those calendars for October 23rd, 2026. Hope you're not busy that day. Or you're vacationing in New Jersey like some people we know.
I don't think I'll be back here anytime soon.
I'm not going to get the invite? Yeah,
Okay.
no, not getting the invite again.
Once you go to
I'm not
Jersey
getting the invite
once.
back.
Yeah, no.
No.
You kind of ruined it, apparently.
It rocks here. It rocks here, but my schedule will be completely clear. I will not see this the second day. I will be first. See this. I mean, by then we'll probably just be getting invited to the premiere, right?
Probably.
Yeah, exactly.
If
Yeah.
we're not, then we
Yeah.
did something wrong.
Yeah, we'll be interviewing Jordan Peele on this podcast, actually.
No, exactly.
Wait, speaking of interviewing,
Exactly.
did you guys see that video? You know that girl on TikTok that goes up to random people like, "Yo, how many miles are you running?" They're like, "What are you talking about?" And then they end up running like 4 miles together, and then she buys them a pair of sneakers.
Yeah.
I know that girl.
Cool. Well, she was at the premiere for If with John Krasinski, and she goes up to John Krasinski, and she's like, "How many miles are you running? I see you wearing and he's wearing these like white sneakers with like a suit, right?" She's like, "How many miles are you running? Like, I see you're wearing those sneakers." And he looks down, he's like, and then he doesn't say anything, looks over at her and goes, "Okay." And then just keeps walking. And she like keeps asking him, and he just keeps walking. And he was just like, "I'll send it to you after the podcast." But like, he was so like thrown off and uncomfortable, and it was like kind of sad.
He clearly had no idea who that was.
Yeah, it was kind of a bummer. Because you know how like sometimes people will walk up to you randomly and they'll like troll you, and you're just like,
Yeah.
"Okay." And that's like all you can really say. I think he probably thought that she was just trolling him, and he's like, "Okay."
Googling this because I love
It's like
how
really
many miles
sad.
are you running today. It's just, he just walks away. he is just walking away.
It's kind
That's
of
very
sad.
weird.
Okay,
Okay.
I'll send it to you guys after the podcast. It's like kind
He's
of
like very awkwardly polite, but like, please stop talking to me.
yeah. It's like he definitely thought she was trolling because like I think said the exact same thing before to someone. Like someone comes up to me and says some
Okay.
bullshit. Like okay,
That is weird.
it's kind of a tough watch at first, and then you think about it and you watch it again. You're like, oh, that's just like
That's kind of
oh
the reaction I think I would have. I'd be like, okay.
yeah.
Um, Speaking of okay, in the same way, this is how I would respond to this next piece of news. So the movie Electric Slate stars Millie Bobby Brown and Chris Pratt. It is directed by the Russo brothers, obviously from Avengers and Captain America 2 and 3.
Hey,
It's
man.
coming this year to Netflix. It's like a sci-fi action movie. This movie has a budget of $300 million. And it's a Netflix movie, which means it's going to be forgotten about in about 3 days. I'm sorry. This has to be money laundering in some way. There's no way that this movie costs $300 million to make, and it's just going to sit on Netflix.
Well,
I do not understand this.
doesn't each Acolyte episode take like 200 million to make?
Yes, but I think that's also some kind of money laundering, because watching The Acolyte, not worth that much. That is for sure. So I'm gonna give you a comp. All right, ready? You just watched it. Pirates of the Caribbean at World's End cost $300 million. Star Wars: The Last Jedi cost $300 million. Spider-Man 3, which at the time was like a huge blown out of its budget, only cost $258. The only movies that cost more than the Electric Slate have been all Avengers movies after the second one.
Should be Avatars. For a second, I was like, what the heck's going on? Bro's in some real deep thought right now.
Yeah, his frame right
Yeah.
now is he's locked in.
Yeah, I
What
think
if he
he's just trying to
knows?
figure out. He's just, He had to know Avatar. That's the next thing that was going to come out. So I'd say it's probably the Avengers movies, like Endgame, Infinity War, and probably Avatar. Avatar 2. And both of those budgets were massive.
I have like oh
Is that not working?
There he
Am
is.
I back?
dude, you were paused at like such a
What?
great point. You're like that. Super pensive.
No, I was just reading this thing. I just cannot believe it cost $300 million. That'd put it in the top 10 movies, most expensive wise, ever made.
I'm just curious who keeps giving them more money. You know,
Yes, because the last movie stunk.
I don't know. There's got to be somebody out there that can use that money better than the Russo brothers would.
I completely agree.
I could use it better. Just give it to me.
Yeah, I'd have a wonderful time with it. All right, ready for this? So after Avengers Endgame, the last two things the Russo brothers directed was Cherry, the Tom Holland war movie for Apple TV, and The Gray Man for Netflix.
Oof.
See, this is
movies that I forgot existed.
it's like the stuff that drives me crazy. You have some of these directors who are so incredibly talented, and obviously what the Russo brothers did with Endgame was like Endgame Infinity War was amazing, and honestly, I don't think anyone will forget those movies. But the fact that they've had two absolute stinkers and they're still not in like director's jail is just absurd. And then you have people like Damien Chazelle, who Babylon was absolutely fantastic, checked every box for me. And even after that movie, where I'd say, I mean, everyone that went to go see it, I think, really liked it. It's just it has such a massive budget and it couldn't, make up that money. So then he just gets thrown in director's jail for what? So he's been in there for. I mean, he didn't finally get picked up for a project until what? Like a couple months ago.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
This
That's all I have to
crazy.
say about the Russo brothers. I'm just like I think there's a ton of people that have a lot more original things to say.
If this is bad,
So
I think it's looking more and more like somehow the Avengers movies were like a fluke because it's crazy. I don't get. I'm excited for it. I like Millie Bobby Brown. I like Chris Pratt. $100 million. Okay, if you're Netflix though, why would you not toss this in theaters? Just be like, hey, we'll make some of it back, even if it cracks 100 million. There's $100 million you never would have had.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Have you guys ever seen the stuff about Peter Jackson going over budget?
Did he go over by a lot?
He apparently he was pushing it, and then in the Battle of Helm's Deep, he wanted to make it like much bigger, which obviously he did. And they were like, no, like you're over budget, you can't. And he's like, but we need to. And then they're like, okay, it's coming out of your pocket then. And he like cussed him out, and then like kept doing it anyway.
I feel like that happens quite a bit though, because I know in the first Bad Boys, the final like action scene was going to be a lot smaller, but Michael Bay wanted it to be a lot bigger, so he paid for it out of his own pocket, and then was like, if it makes money, I'll get reimbursed.
Wow.
And then it obviously became Bad Boys. So, all right, last two pieces of news. Number one, Superman Legacy. Well, now it's just Superman. Has been filming in Cleveland, and they've been like making the Daily Planet and everything, and it's seems really like kind of cool in the old art style. But we got two new looks at Superman. One is him stopping a train, and the other is him. I think it's pushing like a car. I don't know. I'm just excited to get more Superman. Yeah, it's a train, and then he saved 20 after a downtown building collapse. So pretty cool. We put it on our Instagram, so if you
I
haven't
don't
seen
know.
it,
I'm just excited. I don't know.
I'm just excited. I don't know.
I
I
don't
just
know.
like talking
I'm
about
just
Superman.
really looking forward to it.
Well, the thing I like the most is the one article where it's Superman stopping the train. If you look at it and you zoom in, it's written by Clark Kent, which I think is just very funny. That Clark Kent is like, Superman's a real hero. He saved the day. Honestly, this guy's kind of the best, and that kind of
just glazing himself.
Yeah, that rocks to me. I don't know. I think it's really fun.
Hunter, what would you do if we got a Superman movie where Superman is Glenn Powell, Tom Cruise does all of his stunts, and the Muppets are involved?
And HBO like helps.
And HBO streams it as a TV show.
That's what I would do. My $300 million that the Electric Slate cost, because I'd make that. I would make that movie. All of the Daily Planet workers would be the Muppets, and it would only be Superman would be like the only human, and they'd never address it. Yeah, they'd never address it.
And Tom Cruise does the stunts, and you can kind of tell it's Tom Cruise because they don't look alike, but he still does it anyway.
Yeah, he's like, it just goes like Superman, then it goes like a lot shorter of a man, just like doing all these cool stunts, and it goes back, and he's like, I'm ready. Now that'd be my perfect movie. Yeah.
And the first thing that Superman does is stop a twister.
100%.
Yeah.
And he's like, wow, that was. Yeah, he talks about how awesome the twister was for like 10 minutes. Just down camera, he just talks about how cool it was, how great it was. You guys are going to be, specifically Charles, you're going to be so sad when the twister's awesome.
Why would I be sad when a movie's good?
You're going to be like, he was right. You're going to have to admit to me I was right. You're going to be like, oh, this guy was he's too smart. He's too ahead of it. The last piece of news is Blade. It's not super news. They're just rewriting it again. I don't think we're ever going to get Blade.
Yeah, at this point, we're probably not.
I don't think this is ever going to happen. This Blade movie.
I saw a meme and it had Mahershala. It had him like significantly aged.
Yeah.
Someone commented below it. Someone said Blade 2049. It's like joking that it'll finally come out in 2049, but like obviously like Blade Runner 2049. So
Looking back at the San Diego
I guess
Comic
it's
Con
not that
photo,
funny, but
No, it is.
no, I'm laughing hard.
oh,
Looking
okay.
back at San Diego
Thanks.
Comic Con photo, it's very strange because it's him on stage announcing Blade, and in the background is the cast of Black Widow, the Eternals. You have Thor 3, or Thor 4, which is like still not really named.
Channing Tatum as Gambit.
Yeah, what are we gonna get
That's
first?
been a like fan cast for like 15
They were gonna
years at
make
this
that.
point.
They never made it. He was announced as a Gambit
Yeah.
movie. They never made that. I don't know. I just don't know how it's this
Yeah.
hard to make a movie about a vampire hunter. Like, vampires, guy who kills vampires, make him fight. This should not be this difficult.
You already have Morbius, bro. Are you kidding me?
Yeah,
It's like the perfect vampire movie.
Blade vs. Morbius. Break the box office. I don't know. I just don't get it. But I don't think we're ever going to get Blade. That is my hot take that I want to talk about.
Same here. I don't think we'll get it either.
I really would like it, but no.
What is
Even for the people who I think that were like genuinely like super excited for this movie, I think everyone has just seen how this process has gone and how it's just been such dragged out. Like, all right, we have new writers. All right, we're scrapping everything we wrote. We have a new director, and it's just like pick a
Well, the
direction,
worst part, too, is
go
like,
with it.
if they keep delaying it, my expectations keep getting higher. I'm like, all right,
Sure.
they want to make this awesome. So it's like, all right, I'm fine waiting, but my expectations just keep growing for it. So
Yeah, the Russo brothers are actually going to end up the Blade Runner.
the Electric Slate featuring Blade. Oh, man, it's just not good. Okay,
Yeah.
what's up, Chuck?
well? Speaking of news, if we're done with talking about Blade,
Yeah, we are.
what is the deal with the Ryan Gosling rumor as Ghost Rider? Is that true?
He's been like, I'd like to play Ghost Rider for like years now. So, I mean, I think it's probably going to come to fruition, whether it be now or far in the future. Um, I don't know, but I do think that because because Fall Guy was kind of a flop, that is going to push him to join a franchise a lot quicker, just because that's kind of how it works.
That was a flop,
So,
really?
yeah, it didn't do super great, which sucks because it was so awesome.
Wait, that kind of surprises me. I feel like that's like
I know.
the type of movie you
I
go to
agree.
see in theaters.
100% agree, but it just didn't do very well. So the Fall Guy, here we go, pull it up, made $170 million worldwide, which,
Oof.
objectively, that's a high number, but I believe, let's see, the Fall Guy
And we got
budget. The Fall Guy budget was $130 million. Plus, you have all of the marketing on top of that, so let's just be generous and say it's 200. So $200 million, it only made 170. Of that 170, the studio sees half of it. So they lost quite a bit of money on it. Which sucks.
Mm.
But
It's a bummer.
it tis what it tis. All right, let's talk some trailers. First up, Smile 2. About to embark on a world tour, global pop sensation Sky Riley begins to experience terrifying, inexplicable events. Overwhelmed by the escalating horrors and the pressures of fame, Sky is forced to face her past. First Smile, I would say, was a pleasant surprise.
Mm-hmm.
And I actually like this concept quite a bit. Because
I'm thinking there's
what are you thinking?
there's gonna be a shot. There's gonna be a shot where she's like on stage and everyone in the crowd is just like smiling at her,
Mm-hmm.
and it's gonna be just like I'm for it, man. I mean, the first one was same thing as what you said, pleasant surprise. So take another swing at it. Clearly, there's a much bigger budget for this one, so it'll be fun to see what happens.
Agreed, and I also think that there's probably going to be the ending shot of like her smiling at the crowd, and that's how the smile kind of passes on again to all of these people. So
Yeah.
we'll we'll see. But
That'd be wild.
I like these like weird horror kind of movies we've been getting the last few years that are like
Um,
very. It's like a new age of I don't know horror movies that we just haven't gotten in a long time. I like it.
And we'll get like a Smile universe after she
Yeah,
shares it with the crowd, and then it spreads like a disease.
yeah. Then we'll get a spin-off show on Paramount Plus that's about the origins of the smile, and it definitely will be on HBO. That's for sure. But yeah, no, I'm ready for Smile 2, all about Sky Riley, which is a all-time fake pop star name. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah. Yeah, it is.
Next up is A Real Pain. Mismatched cousins David and Benji reunite for a tour through Poland to honor their beloved grandmother. The adventure takes a turn when the odd couple's old tensions resurface against the backdrop of their family history. This is written and directed by Jesse Eisenberg, who, obviously from the trailer, but in real life, is an IU alum and lives in Bloomington. He wore
What?
the, yeah, you know that?
No.
He had the IU hat on like the whole trailer.
I didn't notice that.
Stars Kieran Culkin and Jesse Eisenberg. I am very excited for this. This apparently is awesome. It's doing really well in like the awards and like smaller festival circuit. So sign me up of Jesse Eisenberg. You know what probably sucks too is I bet Jack will get to experience a screening at school that we don't get to have anymore because we graduated.
I don't know. I mean, did it? So did he do like undergrad at IU?
I think so. Let's see.
Okay, because I noticed he had the hat on. I just didn't know. I mean, I guess he did. I literally see like a ton of stuff for him with IU. So yeah, I guess.
Yeah.
Because it says I see somewhere where he said he studied somewhere different, but maybe I don't know. He's just a massive band. I don't know.
No, he's there. So
Interesting.
um,
I saw the hat though, so
yeah.
I'm
Oh, I didn't see that hat.
Well, you should pay attention on campus to see if there's going to be a screening for this, and then you can go
oh
see it.
definitely.
He probably would be there and probably talk about it, which would be really cool, actually.
That would be dope if that was. So I mean, they had one for Maestro, which I was kind of surprised they had. Sounds like one of
They had one a
the
month
people
early
at
for the
Jacobs.
Fall Guy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so I got to keep my eye on the screenings at IU because they got some good
They
ones.
got some good stuff. And then the last two trailers are both Batman related. Number one is a teaser for Batman Caped Crusader. Comes out in August on Prime Video. Gave us kind of the cast breakdown of who's going to be in this. And all episodes drop the same day. This looks pretty decent. I thought.
Is this an
I don't know.
Adult Swim?
No,
Because the
but
voice actor sounds like someone who I hear on Voice Swim or Adult Swim.
it is Hamish Linklater, who honestly you guys probably best know from Big Short. He is Porter Collins, the Big Short, who is the taller, lengthy guy.
I haven't seen that
On
recently enough.
Well, we just watched Fantastic Four though, Charles, and he is Doctor Doom's assistant, Leonard. If that helps you, maybe. That's okay. Anyway, he's voicing Batman, which I thought from the trailer had a pretty good Batman voice.
Didn't love his voice, if I'm being real. I thought
I
it sounded like Bob's Burgers to me.
okay.
It sounded
No,
like a
for
very
sure.
Adult
For sure.
Swim, and I was like, not a fan.
No need to hate on Adult Swim.
I'm not a
My
big
favorite
Adult
show
Swim
running
guy.
right now is on there. Smiling Friends season finale. Oh
I
wait, it
do
just ended
appreciate
actually.
that Anthony Richardson was in Smiling Friends.
Oh yeah, he was in Smiling
So
Friends.
random.
That is very random. He's
Jack,
the
did you
last.
see that? That Anthony Richardson was in Smiling Friends?
He's moving. He's moving
Jack's
right now.
relocating.
He's relocating.
So he got a standing
Wow, look
desk now?
look at him in vacation mode. The shirt is so
Yeah,
open.
I noticed
The
that
necklace is
earlier.
so tight to the neck. Wow, never thought I'd see this. Yeah, but Smiling Friends ends this week, which is sad. Um,
Very sad, yeah.
you should be watching My Adventure with Superman. It's quite good.
Okay.
What else are you doing? Are you doing anything else crazy?
Studying. That's literally all I'm doing.
I don't believe that.
I literally wake up, I study, and
And then
maybe
you
I'll
go to
watch
bed.
like 30 minutes of a movie, and then I'll study again, and then
Then you go to bed.
it's been a brutal week.
That is
I've done
actually
like
real weird.
4,000 practice questions.
Ugh, that stinks. That actually does stink. It's not
It
even being
stinks.
sarcastic.
And
I know.
until I hit the 3,300 mark, I was getting like 65%. So it was like so just like disheartening, or not disheartening, discouraging.
That, yeah, I don't know what to tell you. That does stink.
Hmm.
Um, all right, I don't really want to talk about the Penguin without Jack being back on because he just lost him. So, you know what I do want to talk about though? Some additions to the wall here.
Okay.
I got an awesome one coming very soon. Oh, Jack's back. But the Dark Knight trilogy is finally going to join the wall.
Oh,
Finally
really?
got it. Yeah, I know. I haven't seen those in a couple years, so I'm thinking of doing a rewatch in the next couple weeks. Or
Jen and I have been meaning to do a rewatch, or she hasn't seen them, so rewatch for me, watch for her, because she really liked the Batman. So I told her
mm,
that we should watch the Dark Knight trilogy. But then my mom told her like, "Oh, Batman, that's scary." And Jenna hates scary movies, so now she's like super hesitant.
the Batman is scary.
It's like eerie. It's not scary though.
Wait, the Batman or like the Dark Knight trilogy?
Just Batman in general.
I'm not gonna lie. If you think the Batman is like scary,
It's not
you're like
scary.
you're like a 5-year-old.
It's eerie. Whoa, look at that hair.
Wow,
You kidding me? You
look at this
kidding me?
guy.
Come
These
on.
are the things that you miss if you're not watching on the YouTube. You
Yeah.
miss stuff like this. You miss these moments, just the flow being so immaculate. The New Jersey wind can barely handle it.
Is it raining where you are, Hunter? Because it's like I woke up to rain.
We had a good storm throughout the night, so maybe it moved down to you.
I feel like storms don't usually move down, but okay.
So maybe what's at you is coming up to me then.
Maybe, maybe.
All right. Well, Jack seems like he's struggling, so let's talk about the Penguin. I don't know if you can hear us or anything, but Penguin new trailer came out. It is streaming in September on Max, also is HBO. It's going to be good. Following the events of the Batman, Oswald Cobblepot, aka the Penguin, makes a play to seize the reins of crime in the world of Gotham. Starring Colin Farrell, Kristen Moriarty. Um, First and foremost, I think this looks awesome. I think the production quality is
Ooh.
super high. I think the cast's also just incredible. And after rewatching the Batman this week, because I was so excited watching the Penguin trailer, this has a chance to be just so amazing. Because like the Batman ends in such a strong way. I don't know the last time you saw it, but like the Riddler's kind of goons when they ask who you are and they say I'm vengeance. And Batman the whole movie has been saying I'm vengeance, I'm vengeance, I'm vengeance. He realizes like that moment of I need to be more than what I was, and I can't just be this symbol of fear. I need to also be a symbol of hope for people. And then he like basically is reborn in the water when he falls down into the water and becomes a new person again. Just incredible. Like I think it's my favorite Batman moment maybe ever. Um, but it does end with the city flooded. There is a question of what's going to happen to Gotham, and now that's everything's kind of reset. And the Penguin is kind of the perfect way to dive into that in really strong detail without wasting time in a Batman movie. And I don't know, I'm really into this Penguin show.
You're more excited than I am.
What?
I wasn't super excited off the trailer. I think it'll be good, and I'll watch it. And I love the Batman.
Yeah,
That might be my favorite Batman movie. I think it missed out on my top four because I watched Paddington 2 this weekend. I mean, you get it, right? But
no, no, I
um,
understand. I
yeah,
understand.
yeah. But it's yeah. So I'll watch it and I'll probably like it because I think the universe is very interesting, like that specific universe. But besides that, I'm not like there's something about it that I'm like super excited about. I do like that they're continuing it with the flooded Gotham. Like they showed that shot of it flooded. I like that they're continuing that because like we kind of see what happens immediately after. But besides that, well, actually, maybe I guess I am excited given all of that. Maybe
You're
I am.
back
Maybe
on
I'm
it.
just like
Yeah,
fooling
maybe
myself.
I'm
Yeah,
really
okay, I'm
excited.
excited.
Yeah.
I'm excited. I'm not like super anticipating it. Like I'm not thinking about the date. Like, oh, I can't wait for whenever it comes out.
Yeah, no, see, I feel that way about this.
Yeah, okay. So you're like one step ahead. I'm excited
Yeah,
for it.
I'm like the next level of excitement.
Yeah. Welcome
Um,
back, Jack.
Jack, well, is Jack back?
Yeah, sorry about that, guys. I have no idea what's going on. My Wi-Fi was completely gone
That's
for
okay.
the
Hey,
first hour of
good
this.
man.
And Wi-Fi, man, it's just always it's gotta keep me down,
It's always
No, see,
yeah.
the
for
sun
whatever
comes up
reason.
in New Jersey, and it's like, hey, go out to the beach, so then it turns off all the Wi-Fi, so people actually go
It's gotta
outside
be
and
it.
stuff. Yeah, that's how New Jersey
No,
works, actually.
yeah, it's
Hunter, have you ever
Um,
been to New Jersey?
yes, I have actually 2 times been to New
Okay.
Jersey.
All right.
So why don't you? You're trying to catch me there. Why don't you were trying to catch me there, and I wouldn't let that happen. So nice try. I've actually been to, I think, the shore. Whatever the shore is, I've been there. Pretty.
That could be anywhere on the East Coast, but sure.
Yeah,
You
but
could have
like,
been in Florida for all I know.
no, no, I was in Jersey. I was in Jersey. I
Okay.
promise you that.
It's not a big state. You could have been easily fooled.
No, no, I know I was there because I looked across and I saw New York, and I passed the sign that said "Welcome to New Jersey," so I knew I was there.
Why are you driving in New Jersey?
We were driving into New York City.
From Jersey?
Yeah.
Why? Who do you know in
What?
Jersey that you would like have a car, and why would you be driving into New York for
We
that?
drove from Detroit
Okay,
down to like Savannah area, and
sure,
then
why
up
not?
through DC, like Boston,
Uh,
Philly, into New York, and then back to
why didn't you
Detroit.
just say so?
I didn't know I was going to get into this detail about a trip I had a couple of years ago. I don't know. I didn't know you wanted this much clarification on what I was doing.
I was just confused.
Oh,
I was
I'm sorry.
confused.
I'm sorry that this happened. I don't know. All right. Well, that was trailers. Let's get into some reviews. The Acolyte. So this is Acolyte story time, since you guys don't watch it, and I will tell you all about it. And episode 4, Day. So after the last episode, big controversy, obviously, due to the fact people hated it. I have obviously talked about how, hey, it may not just be for me, but I have no real super issue with it. This episode picks up with the villain, whose name is, I'm sorry, so forgettable. I cannot remember it. It's May, and then the villain. I'm just gonna say the villain. Picks up with the villain, landing on this planet where there's a Wookiee Jedi, and you're like, all right, let's go. Wookiee Jedi sounds fun. Um, and she is kind of realizing that maybe she shouldn't be on this path of darkness. Maybe she should, turn herself in, go to the light. And at the same time, the Jedi are coming after her because they realize where she's going. So you're like, all right, we're gonna have this big conflict. The Jedi are gonna pull up. It's gonna be crazy. Maybe we'll get a fight between the villain and the Wookiee Jedi because they've been advertising the Wookiee Jedi so much. They kind of get through this planet, and the villain shows up to the Wookiee Jedi's house to kind of turn herself in. Wookiee Jedi is already dead. Didn't get to see much of that guy. Kind of disappointing. So you're like, all right, maybe something cool is about to happen. The Jedi then all pull up, and they're ready to run to the house to stop the villain. Boom. Kind of a feeling in the Force. They turn around, and the villainous master, who has like a mask, who's like a smiling face, but a little scary, shows up. And so all the Jedi ignite their lightsabers, and you're like, all right, here we go. Something's finally happening. Took 4 episodes. Let's do it. Let's do it. The Sith guy, he lights his lightsaber, or she, we don't know yet. Red, you're like, this looks pretty sweet. And cuts to credits. So you're like, right when it was starting to get interesting, they ended it. That sucks. It's just so forgettable. Like, I just described you the whole plot in about 46 seconds, and it was a 35-minute episode, so a whole bunch of nothing happens. Um, People are like hating on it again. Once again, it's not that deep. It's just about a 4, and that's okay. Um, I was thinking about it this week after our conversation last week about it, and I was like, if you think about how much Star Wars there's been, like there's been probably a couple thousand hours of Star Wars between the shows and the movies and everything. To have one thing not be like super great, I'd say is a pretty high batting average though. Like
There's been a lot of mid.
there's been a lot of mid, but I would say okay, of the movies, I'd say all but 3 are decent. Two great. Actually only 3 like not like bad ones. Episode 1, episode 2, and episode 9. I'd say are the bad ones. And then everything else is like decent to pretty great. And then of the shows, I'd say almost all of the shows have been decent to great, except for like maybe just this one. I can't really think of the other ones right now that are that great. Oh, 2. I'd say 2. The Book of Boba Fett and this. I like the
I
2
don't
that I
know.
like.
I think all of the sequels are mid at best. You and I disagree on that. It's fine. I think the
Even the Force
prequels,
Awakens is, but it's so the Force Awakens is so you Star Wars. It's like
it's just
the
like a
same
repeat.
thing you. Yeah, but that's what you want.
I'm never gonna
Right?
think to myself like, God, I want to watch The Force Awakens. You know?
Yeah, that's fair.
Okay, so I think the sequels are all mid. I think most of the prequels are mid to bad. I think Solo's mid.
Correct. That's fine.
Okay, and I think probably half the shows they've come out with. Well, no, a little less than half. I think Book of Boba was mid. I think Obi-Wan was mid. I think I haven't watched this. I'm not gonna watch this. Mandalorian season 3 was not great. A
Yeah.
lot of their recent stuff hasn't been very good. Like Mandalorian when it first came out, that like shook the world. People loved it. I loved it. Ahsoka I thought was pretty good. Um, Rebels is good. Clone Wars is good. But yeah,
Andor is awesome.
I didn't watch that, but a lot of people like that. I don't know. I think the biggest problem with this TV show is the marketing behind it is so just like against what Star Wars fans are. Like when the people, you know how the boys, they've been doing marketing, they have like 3 questions with each character
Yeah.
and like everyone guesses and like it's like a very charismatic, close group of people behind the scenes. At least that's what it appears. They're doing a good job of marketing it. And when I watch these videos, I'm like, wow, this brings me in even more. We know what the fan base is in Star Wars, and we know how the actors and actresses are marketing, and it's like that's not
No,
that's not going to
I'm
pull people in. And I think that's one of the biggest issues because the behind the scenes is eating into like what everyone is hating on about this TV show, you know?
yeah.
So it's not really like inviting anyone. It's just kind of pushing people away.
I think this could have been a lot better and more received a lot better if all they had to do was take the importance meter of the show and turn it down like 3 notches. If it was just about like a random person or even like a Sith, which is fine, going around and like killing Jedi and it was a murder mystery about who this person is. And maybe it's revealed to be like the brother of one of the Jedi or like the sister of one of the Jedi or whatever. That I think would have been a lot better of a show. But the fact that they want it to be so important, I think triggers a lot of Star Wars fans to be like, all right, you're saying it's this important. So I'm going to look at the show through a lens that is that important, like you're saying, and my opinions are going to be that much stronger. Or if they
Yeah.
were just like, hey, this is like a fun show about a murder mystery, takes place, it's one of the stories of the Jedi, one of the lineage stories of the Jedi, it would have been a lot less deep and important.
I
Um,
agree. They also put Kiadi Mundi
yeah, so okay, so I'm going to
and
start a
they
new
de-aged
thing
him or
every
some
week.
shit.
Yeah, so I'm gonna start a new thing every week where I tell you the controversy of the week, the acolytes. This week's controversy is Kiadi Mundi. was in the show. So according to Wikipedia, which apparently is the source for all Star Wars information, Kiadimundi's species is only supposed to live like 60 years. They decided to change that for this episode, and then that changed everything about Star Wars, which, hand up, I don't care. That's fine. Put him in the episode. The only thing that I'm actually like, agree with the complaint about is his big claim to fame in Star Wars is he's the guy who's like, there are no Sith. There haven't been Sith for 100 years. He's the guy who talks about the Sith being back in the show. Kind of a dumb choice. Whatever. Like, he's like the first to know that the Sith might be returning. So kind of a weird choice to have him be the guy who says that. But besides that, that's the big controversy of the week. I'm happy to report next week what the controversy of next week is.
Samuel L. Jackson wasn't in the budget. Couldn't have had
No.
Mace come back.
No, clearly not. I think I have a feeling that Yoda's going to show up on this show. I'm so convinced, but we'll have to wait and see. All right, let's talk about The Boys. The Boys, Season 4, Episode 4, Wisdom of the Ages. The Vought News Network, I'm reading the thing. Vought News Network is proud to announce its new series, Truth Bomb. Join host Firecracker and her celebrity guests for the live 6-hour premiere as they expose Starlight's parties. I don't know what that word is. This, I think, is the best episode of season 12 so far.
This episode is great.
Like, easily the best so far. I think it solidified a ton of stuff. I think our biggest complaints from last episode was that people are going in different directions kind of all came together in this episode. And I think now it's a lot more streamlined of a story. And I think Firecracker is a great character. It's like a foil to Starlight.
Yeah. Dude, she's kind of powerless. She's like kind of nothing.
That she can literally just makes sparkles with her hands.
Yeah, that's like all she does. She got
Big mouth. Big
by
mouth.
Starlight.
Yeah, she did.
Dude, Starlight
She got whopped.
destroyed her. And I know that's like, I know that's against Starlight's character. I think I've seen some people online that are like, Starlight wouldn't do that. They're like going a completely different direction. I kind of like that.
In this case, she would do it. I think what Firecracker did was real bad.
Yeah.
And I agree. I think Starlight would do this.
Yeah. Also, I really liked what happened with Frenchie's character in this episode.
Yeah,
I thought it was done pretty well.
His little arc came to at least a pause or like a conclusion.
Mm-hmm.
So I agree. I think that was strong. I think the two biggest things from the episode, obviously, though, are actually three biggest things. A-Train helping Huey.
Dude, he's so dead.
Huey's dad coming back.
I know.
He's a goner. He's so dead.
Big time.
Which kind of stinks, because, like...
I hate it. I love him, man.
I think A-Train's going to have... I think A-Train will survive this season. I think he'll be an early death in next season.
I don't think so. I think he's gone last episode this season. Which is, like, kind of a bummer, because that means, like, Jesse T. Usher, I think his name is, isn't going to be around next season. And he's, like, pretty awesome, so...
I'm pretty convinced this season is going to end with Homelander ending all of the 7.
Like, killing them all?
Except for Deep. I think Deep will survive. I think Deep is going to be the only one that lives.
You think he's going to kill Sister Sage?
I do. I think Sister Sage is... Because it's getting to the point where he's like, no one can control me but me. And Sister Sage obviously is smarter than him and can control him. And so the second she pushes a little too hard, I think he's going to just goodbye.
Yeah.
But then the other two things in this episode that were huge was obviously Homelander going back to his childhood, quote-unquote, home, and having a wonderful time meeting his former guardians. Really got to bond with them once again. And then whatever's happening to Billy. Billy, that worm thing.
It's bigger.
It's protecting him, I guess. It seems like it's a parasite, and like he's the host, so if the host dies, the parasite dies. I don't know what to fully make of that, but I I think it's pretty interesting so far. I can't tell what it's going to end up being though, because it doesn't seem like anyone knows about it. So it's like, who is doing this to him? But yeah, it's been a great fourth episode. Very excited for this week's fifth episode, and yeah, let's roll it, let's run it.
Really quick, I think it's funny what's going on with the scare.
Yes.
I think the whole thing with Noir is just like hilarious.
Yeah.
Especially because in the past you've just had Noir. Noir has been the quietest. And then you have this guy just literally just acting in the role of Noir. And
I'm
he's just
confused
like,
on my
what would
direction.
Noir do? I don't know what Noir do. And then, shut up.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just think it's pretty
I'm very interested
funny.
to see where that
I just think
ends
it's
up
pretty
going.
funny. Yeah.
All right, so then the last thing is the Bikeriders, and then we'll do our draft. I think I'm the only one that saw the Bikeriders, so I will just quickly kind of talk about my thoughts on it, because you guys stank and didn't go see it.
It's an hour drive.
Hey, the Bikeriders drive all around the Midwest, getting people to join their gang, so I think you could have drove an hour to see the Bikeriders. All right, quick synopsis. After a chance encounter, headstrong Kathy is drawn to Benny, member of the Midwestern motorcycle club, the Vandals. As the club transforms into a dangerous underworld of violence, Benny must choose between Kathy and his loyalty to the club. Stars Austin Butler, Jodie Comer, and Tom Hardy, and written and directed by Jeff Nichols. This was supposed to come out last year, got delayed till this year. I thought this movie was incredible. I thought it was a movie that doesn't super get made a ton anymore, where it's like these just kind of slower dramas that are focused on people and their relationships with each other. I absolutely loved it. I loved specifically how every single person had their own character, and like they felt like different people that were truly lived into this world. And they all just kind of show up and are like, I'd watch a whole movie about that guy. And they have these little moments. The storytelling device throughout this movie is that Mike Fast's character Danny is a reporter, and he's been like following this group, and so he's interviewing Kathy the most of the movie and is asking like, well, what happened then, what happened then, and it kind of goes back and forth. I think that was a super smart way to kind of jump through this story, because then you kind of got to know, well, there's at least an ending, and you don't know what's going to happen. I thought that was a very just smart storytelling device. Um, you can add this to the Tom Hardy funny voice cinematic universe, which includes films like Venom and Mad Max Fury Road. He has a hilarious voice in this movie for some reason, and I love it. Jodie Comer also has awesome voice in the movie. She sounds like she is straight from Minnesota, which is the coolest thing ever. It makes me want to buy a motorcycle, but also not, because it seems kind of scary and dangerous. But overall, I really loved this film because it says a lot. And it says a lot about loyalty and how organizations can change over time and how beliefs can change over time. Because it kind of goes through of the initial group of the Vandals, and then it changes and evolves. More people join the group, more opinions join the group, different ideologies join the group, and how they kind of take that initial thread and framework that made the Vandals and understand it in their own way. And I think that was a really strong choice. Um, it also talks a lot about loyalty and loyalty to the family that you make versus maybe the family that you have. I thought that was a very strong choice for this movie. Honestly, I'd watch it again. I give it 4 stars. It's my top 4 of the year. It's number 4, but it's my top 4 of the year. I really did love this, and it just cements Austin Butler as a huge star in my mind. And I'm very excited to see whatever he has cooking up next, because it's just great. So yeah, that is my thoughts on the Bikeriders. I really think you guys should see it if you have a chance. And that's pretty much it. Cool.
Okay.
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 All right. Let's do this draft for the sun in New Jersey. Just absolutely cooks Jack Hester's computer and makes him go outside and enjoy the day on vacation. All right. How do we want to do this? Do we remember who went first last time? Because I don't.
I went first last time.
I know I went last.
Okay, so let's do Jack, Chuck, and then myself, and we'll snake it, and we'll come back that way. All right. This is a draft, so if your pick gets taken, it's gone. I hope you understand that. And this is movies we'd like to see in theaters. Listen, I don't want you to be sad if your pick gets taken, Charles, because I'm right behind you, but I got back to back. So
You're cooking. You're cooking over there. It smells great in that room.
I got a sticky note right here full of my answers with some backups just in case. Oh, touche, good friend, touche. But so it's movies you want to see in theaters. It doesn't have to be something you've never seen, or even if you've seen. I've seen a couple of these in theaters, and I'd just like to see it again in theater. So that's the draft. Jack, you have the board. The board is yours. You have unlimited choices. What's your 1-1?
So my 1-1, I absolutely adore this movie, and I've not seen it in theaters. I'm trying to just constantly find somewhere that will be playing it, but I'm gonna go with La La Land. I've seen it probably about 7 times over the course of the past 2.5 years. So if I find a movie theater that's playing it nearby, I'll be there. Yeah, I don't know. I haven't had a theater experience with La La Land, and I feel like I need that. So I'm taking La La Land in 1.
That was one of mine. That was probably my 1-1. I'll be honest. I've never also seen it in theaters. It's my favorite movie ever. It is one of my biggest regrets not seeing it in theaters. Man, that's a good pick. That's a good pick. All right, Chuck.
I had to.
No, that's a great choice. I have no arguments there.
So here's the thing. I would say Lord of the Rings: Return of the King, but it just came out last week in theaters, and I didn't go to see it, so I can't really say like I really want to see it if I just completely folded and didn't see it.
Yeah, real trying very hard, this guy.
It's an hour drive.
For Return of the King, apparently your favorite movie ever. Wow, some favorite.
Fake fan.
Yeah, I agree.
Relax. I'll take 1-1 Ghostbusters. I know neither of you are gonna take it, but I just love Ghostbusters.
Old move.
So you're talking about the 2016 Melissa McCarthy one?
Yeah, that's the one. Yeah.
Okay, I just want to make sure. Because I've seen that in theaters and I agree, it was great.
Nope, the
Definitely
OG with Aykroyd and the whole gang. Actually, Blues Brothers, low key. Maybe I'd want to see Blues Brothers. Speaking of Dan Aykroyd.
Choice. When he comes back to you. That'd be fun. You just pick all Dan Aykroyd movies.
Yeah, that'd be kind of fun.
Like, I'll just watch like 5 in a row.
Yeah, Ghostbusters 2, Blues Brothers, and the other 2 that I can't think of right now.
Yeah.
Coneheads. Right.
Coneheads would be Coneheads. Casper, Friendly Ghost. He's actually a Ghostbuster in that movie. I remember that. Pull up the VHS, watch Casper. All right. None of my choices are off the board except for La La Land, which I assume would be gone. So I'm gonna go with Blade Runner 2049. I think up there with maybe the greatest sci-fi movie ever. And I unfortunately never got to see it in theaters. And it is a huge regret of mine because it flopped, so probably never gonna get another true Blade Runner in theaters, and I feel like it's partially my fault. So I'd like to first and foremost apologize and rectify it with this choice. Man, I love that movie so much. Next up is a choice I think that Charlie is gonna take, so I feel like I should take it. And that is Interstellar. And I'd like to see it in IMAX. Because I never got to see it in IMAX. I saw it in regular theater, but I never got to see it in IMAX. It's coming apparently in November, so I'm going to find it. And if it's an hour away, guess what? I'm going to drive that hour. I'm going to drive that hour.
I want to say it's 70 millimeter. 70 millimeter to bring it back. I want to say.
So actually it is an hour away, because the one near me that does have it is an hour away. And I will drive the hour to go see it. Because I'm a fan. I don't just talk the talk. I walk the walk.
Yeah. Taking shots
so yeah,
check.
I'm going to go with Blade Runner and Interstellar as my 1-2 punch right here.
Lots.
I'm going a very different direction. That much is clear at this point. Than you guys. My number two. What do I want to take? See, like I know none of these are getting take. I know you guys aren't taking any of these. I guess I'll take Paddington 2.
Okay, yeah, for sure, man. Yeah, no. I didn't want Paddington 2. I didn't want that. That's okay. Why? But why?
I'll just take it.
Like, is that such like a theater movie?
None of the movies on here are theater movies. That's why I'm saying like we went in different directions. These are just movies
Okay.
I'd love to see on the big screen.
Yeah, that's what the whole draft is.
Yeah, they're not like big theater movies. Like I guarantee if any of these were on the big, excluding one of them that I think would go nuts in the theaters, none of these are like huge ticket movies.
I like it. I like your different kind of way to go about it.
Thanks.
No problem.
Appreciate you.
Thank you guys.
Yeah. All right. Jack, maybe bring us on track with these weird choices.
Yeah. My number two. I mean, my number two. Maybe this is kind of basic. I'm gonna rock with Pulp Fiction.
See, that is, I think, a great choice.
I feel like I haven't gotten to see any Tarantino movies in theaters, so I feel like I really
Have you not?
I haven't either.
No,
Wow.
no.
I saw Pulp Fiction. I thought about taking it, but I chose not to.
I guess the only one we really could have seen was Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
Yeah,
Which
and
I
I,
thought that was awesome.
I wish I would have. I just think vibes are at an all-time high for Pulp Fiction. It's impossible not to love, in my humble opinion.
In your very humble opinion.
Yeah, yes.
Okay. Yeah, no, 100%.
But then for my three, I'm gonna go with Denis Villeneuve's Arrival. I think this movie just like pulls on my heartstrings, and I think it gets everything right. It's just emotional, and I could just see myself like sobbing out of like walking out of the theater, which is totally fine for me. So I would love to see this in theaters when I'm not really sure if a lot of theaters are highly encouraged to play this movie, but maybe one.
I think probably your best bet would be in about 2 years, because that'd be the 10-year anniversary, and that would be probably your best shot to get stuff like that. So hey, fingers crossed.
That makes sense.
All right, Chuck.
All right, I'll do one for you guys. My three, I'll take Jurassic Park.
No. Whoa,
I'm taking Jurassic Park.
Do you?
I'm
Don't do for
taking.
us, it's
That
your
is
list.
me. I love Jurassic Park, so I'm gonna take Jurassic Park.
All right. So you want Jurassic World? Got it. All right.
Scumbag.
Jurassic Park 2: The Lost World. Oh man, I spelled Jurassic wrong. That's embarrassing. I feel like I should have that down on lock. All right. 2 back to back. Can I tell you something truth, Charles? I gotta cross off one of my list because you just took Jurassic Park from me. I won't lie. That's fine. I'm not sad about it. All right. I have 2 on here from the same director, and I'm thinking take both right now.
Is one of them Indiana Jones?
None of them are Indiana Jones.
Oh.
I have no Indiana Jones on my list. I am going to take. Which order do I want to do this in? That was the question. I'm going to take it number 3, Tron Legacy.
Okay.
I would love to see Tron Legacy on the screen. Have the Daft Punk through the big speakers. Like, I think it's so different. Those colors, I think, would be like on a full IMAX screen, which would be awesome. And I never got to see it, so I'm picking Tron Legacy at 2, at 3 actually. And then, speaking of Legacy, like I did that little segue. How about a Legacy sequel, and one of my favorite movies ever, Top Gun Maverick. Top Gun Maverick in IMAX is maybe one of my favorite theater experiences ever. It is awesome.
You already
It is
saw
so
that.
loud. I'm sorry. Yeah, I know, and I want to do it again. I do it.
That's
I'm
crazy.
I'm gonna tell you the truth here. Ready? If I had the option of every single week going to see Top Gun Maverick, I would pay for it every single week and going to see it because it's that good, and I love it that much.
That's
So
crazy that you'd pick that over some whatever. It's your list. It's your list.
yeah, it is my list, and I'm happy to take it. So that's my next ones. I hope that's satisfactory for you. Clearly, it seems like I struck a chord there.
Whatever, man. It's your life.
Yeah, okay, Paddington too.
You're so... Okay.
I just really need to see that bear that much bigger.
I love Paddington. Relax.
I love Paddington as well.
Okay. I feel like this is a great pick. I'm gonna go with Jaws.
That is a great pick.
Yeah.
That was actually on my list.
That is a great pick. I really like that choice.
Thank you.
That is
Thank
one
you.
I've never seen in theaters also.
So am I rounding it out here?
No, you got two more. But you actually
So
are.
is this
Sorry, you are rounding it out. Apologies.
4 and 5?
This is your 4 and 5.
Okay. Hmm.
I was between
So
Jaws and
I'm gonna
Sandlot.
go with.
Sandlot.
So I've already seen this movie, but like obviously I'm gonna have to choose it again. I'm gonna go with Oppenheimer, specifically in 70mm. I think we've been over this before. I was supposed to go see it in New York. I was pumped. I was ready to go, and Caitlin ended up just getting sick the day of, and it was just super unfortunate. So one day
One day I'll see it also.
One day I will see it in
Stupid.
70mm, and I'll be a new man.
That stupid projector had to break that day for me, didn't it? I still think about it now.
It's just
Maybe you and I
I
never
was
see
looking
it.
forward to it. No, what if we're just destined to see it together?
That was beautiful. You just said that.
Yeah.
That really hit me.
I mean,
I'm not gonna lie.
cinema has to be romantic.
Yeah, it does. We come to this place for magic.
Exactly. So maybe we're just getting
We're just
it's
getting
getting delayed a bit, just so we can experience it together. Yeah.
Agreed. All right. Last
So
choice. What do you got?
okay. So I'm gonna say this. I would probably have chosen About Time, because I think you guys know how much I love that movie and how high of a regard I do hold it to. But I think I'm gonna see it in like 2 weeks, so I don't want to include it.
Oh, nice.
I just wanted to shout out About Time, just because. Also, I also want to know that you have it like incredibly low on Letterboxd, Hunter. I don't know if
Yeah, I don't like it.
maybe you just don't like it. Hey,
I don't like it.
figured you just didn't write a review, and I'm just like I wanted to know why you didn't like it. So
I'll be honest. I can't remember the last time I saw it. Let me pull up my Letterboxd. Tell me. Yeah, I gave it one
probably
star.
a while ago. Yeah.
I gave it 1 star on Letterboxd, which is real bad. I watched it 2 years ago. I don't know. Maybe I need to rewatch it because maybe I'm wrong. I probably am wrong, but like.
Give it another run.
I'll give it another watch.
But
About Time, the rom, the romantic.
Yes.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
So what are you actually gonna go with though?
I'm gonna go. I'm having a tough time here. I'm not gonna lie.
I know what I'm gonna pick.
Diary of the Kid, Roger Rules.
And bro,
Madam Web.
I'm gonna
Got it.
go. Madam Web would honestly hit so hard, bro. Or maybe Morbius. I mean, I never got to see Morbius in theaters.
It's morbid time.
And then I might as well just do it for the memes.
What,
I never saw B movie in theaters, so.
Oh, the B movie?
I'm picking B movie.
Alright.
Yeah, I'm picking B movie. B movie is a childhood classic of mine. I would pick Coco, but I think everyone already knows how much I love that movie. So we'll go with B movie. B movie at 5. Lock it in.
You like jazz? All right.
I like jazz. I like jazz.
All right, Chuck. What are you gonna end it with?
How to Train Your Dragon.
Cool. Are you excited for the live action How to Train Your Dragon coming next year?
Yeah, I am.
Are you gonna go to the How to Train Your Dragon land?
Is that in Disney?
No, it's in Universal.
Universal. I always forget the other one. In my head, there's only Disney. I don't know why.
I think Universal's way better.
I've never been to Universal.
Disney runs the world.
Which might be the reason why I always forget it, but probably not.
All right. Looking at my list, I have 2 left written down. I'm gonna give some honorable mentions. Honorable mentions. I was thinking Shrek 2. I was thinking the Raimi Spider-Man trilogy, which was just not close to me, so I couldn't go see it when they just redid it. So I'm not gonna count that.
Wow, so you didn't even like Spider-Man that much, do you, huh?
It wasn't near me.
It's obviously not that worth it.
It wasn't near me. I think I'm gonna go. So my last honorable mention will be Terminator 2. I was thinking T2. I'm not gonna go T2. I'm gonna go with a movie I just watched like 2 weeks ago, but I really would like to see it on a big screen. Transformers 3: Dark Side of the Moon. Specifically to watch that end Chicago battle, which I think is one of the coolest things ever put to screen. I'd love to see that again. So I'm thinking Transformers: Dark Side of the Moon, which is not a good movie, objectively, but like I just want to see the final battle in IMAX. So yeah.
Okay.
So to do a little recap on our lists here, start with Jack, La La Land, Pulp Fiction, Arrival, Oppenheimer, and The Bee Movie. Charles had Ghostbusters, Paddington 2, Jurassic Park, Jaws, and How to Train Your Dragon. And I had Blade Runner 2049, Interstellar, Tron Legacy, Top Gun Maverick, and Transformers 3. Honestly, I'd say we all had pretty good lists. I'm not gonna lie.
Sandlot got snubbed.
Sandlot got snubbed, but that's okay. Sometimes you need to snub something just to realize how much it actually meant to you.
I also had School of Rock on my list and the SpongeBob movie.
I saw the SpongeBob.
Here's my thing too. It's like if I could see some stuff with a crowd, that would also change my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
Of like if you're like, I want everyone to like really have a great time watching the SpongeBob movie, that would probably be an awesome experience.
Right, and it's like at the beginning it shows them in a movie theater, so it'd be kind of like
you're in the theater.
Yeah.
Oh, see, that'd be really fun.
Yeah, right.
See, I'd also do like a bad movie like that. I think it'd be very fun. Like that'd be a good time too.
See, for me, it's like going to the movies and like obviously, if it has to be like Dune 2 was just a movie where you had to see it, you know.
Yeah.
But then there are some movies where you don't necessarily need to see it in theaters, but like you just you just want to, you know. And it's like you just want to have this cinematic experience with the rest of the people. Like, I don't know. Like when I saw The Dark Knight, it's like okay, it's me and literally like 3 other people in the theater because it was like they were replaying all these. But I didn't care because the scale of this movie was so big and it was awesome seeing it on a big screen. But like seeing La La Land or something, like I would want that theater to be like, packed out, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So I would want to experience that entire movie
100%.
with a massive group of people. So
I think when I look back at some of my like best theater experiences, I think of
Marvel.
Obviously Endgame. You think of Endgame for sure. I think that's probably like not 1-1. And that movie is so different watching it at home versus watching it in theaters. But a couple other ones on this list I was thinking, when I first saw Joker, remember like on the news they were like, there's going to be stuff happening in Joker movies, be careful when you go to screenings. Like I remember pulling up to see Joker. There was 2 cop cars outside. There was a cop like outside the theater when walking in. And like the feeling that had amplified the movie so much that like you can't recreate that at home, which I'm not saying it's a positive because that's like really scary that should even be like a worry.
No,
but like it's just such a different a different experience that like you don't have. I don't know. And like a couple other ones I was thinking on this list was Inception. I was thinking to put on this list for me. Whiplash,
Me too.
I
Fight
thought about
Club,
Whiplash. Yeah.
Social Network was another one. I saw Nope at an early screening when I was working at the movie theater, and so it was like me and 5 other people, and that changed my perception of it. So maybe I'd like to see that again. And then I would love to see in a full theater, like packed with people who are like fans of it. I don't know. I'd love to see like I think like Guardians 3 again, because I just love that movie. And I think it'd be just fun with like the energy in there. I don't
I
know.
thought Across the Spider-Verse was a very good movie-going experience.
Agreed. I was up there with mine.
Yeah, it was.
Especially now
You
that
know,
I
I
think like.
was looking at some of the.
Go ahead.
Hey, what were you saying? No,
No,
you
go
go.
go. I was just saying like now that I go to like
I was
early
just gonna.
screenings and Chuck, we are all over the now. Like I know Charlie and I went to a couple like the early ones where like it's like a few days early, and so it's like people who are actually like big fans are there.
Batman was
I think
good.
that the Batman is the one that sticks out to me. It's like that
Yeah.
changed my opinion.
Yes.
I felt about it because it's like you're there with fans, you're there with people who are so into it, and it's like everything. You're so excited for it. I don't. It just changes your way you see stuff, and I think it's a huge part people don't talk about.
No Way Home
Yeah.
was also really good theater.
Ah,
That was epic. See, for me, something I wanted to include was horror movies, but I'm not the biggest like horror movie fan. So I was like, I don't feel like I'm the person to include these. But for me, I was thinking, like obviously The Shining, but then Silence of the Lambs, like seeing that with a massive crowd would be crazy. I mean, even Get Out, like we were talking about earlier. I mean, I think that'd be so fun. When I go see horror movies in theaters, I think it's always so fun because people are just like scared out of their minds.
I was thinking to put
And just like,
Halloween on it, but that was my
Ooh.
on the list.
yeah.
See, I was thinking more like music. Besides Paddington 2, I always think about movies in theaters with like really like notable and recognizable
Good
music.
score.
Like really good scores, yeah. Like Ghostbusters has its theme song, Jaws and Jurassic Park, and then How to Train Your Dragon has a really good score as well. Because
I
I
was
think
thinking
that's like,
also like the
That's
opposite.
true.
Jack and I talked about A Quiet Place and how different that is in a theater.
Yeah.
I was like, that would be very cool to see again. But I guess we're kind of with the sequel coming out.
And it's almost funny because you'll go to some movies and these theaters are just so um, built towards creating such a memorable experience that when I went to go see Inside Out 2, my chair was like, I could feel it like a rock part of the movie. And I'm just like, this is Inside Out 2. This is just like, my seat should not be shaking.
Yeah.
But even for that, I was like, I've never watched a cartoon, or I don't know, Across the Spider-Verse. Probably, I could feel like the theater, just like you could feel the energy, just feel the sound, as to where Inside Out 2 just felt kind of weird.
I was
yeah.
thinking maybe like Mamma
I
Mia
don't know.
2 in like a theater of like moms.
Oh,
I thought it'd be very fun of like older women because it's like they would I feel like sing along and I'd have like a great time. The one I think about too is when last year and I went and saw the newest Wes Anderson. What's that called? I'm trying to think of the name. Oh, Asteroid City. I saw it in like a smaller theater that was like people who were very like Wes Anderson fans, and it was like the chuckles
yeah.
they would have it like the little like like very like fancy laughs, and I was like, this made it a lot better.
Yeah.
I don't know, stuff like that you just don't get at home. But yeah, cool. That's all I got.
Movies
All right,
rock, man.
movies rock. Moral of the story: movies rock. Go see stuff in theaters because you wish you could see it in theaters again. Coming up, we have next week A Quiet Place Day 1 and possibly Horizon and American Saga. Hopefully we can do both, not probably just A Quiet Place. And then it's 4th of July week the following week, so it's Fickle Me and Maxine. Also, obviously, The Acolyte, and then I'll do the quick recap and controversy of the week. And The Boys. But yeah, that's about it. I don't know, anything else you guys got?
No,
This
sir.
ended up being a lot longer of a podcast than I think we expected, but that's fine. But
Fine
yeah,
by me.
all right. Fine by me. Awesome. All right, well, that works for me. Cool. All right. Have a great week, everybody.